Hey guys, this is my 3-month on T update video. I just wanted to go over some of the changes and whatnot, the usual. There hasn't been that many changes, it's just everything that has happened is just progressing more, I guess I can say. My voice is getting deeper, everybody kind of noticed that one now. My facial hair is getting darker, which you can't see because my lights are really bright. My body hair is more, my mood gets better every day. I feel just really good all the time, which is awesome. So the changes really aren't much. I mean, now that I'm getting on to my 3-month mark, I can notice my body changing more, like my facial structure and my shoulders and just my body in general. So that's really nice. Other than that, this video is going to be a questions and answers video because I get a lot of questions from trans guys and just people who are curious on my blog. And I get so many of them that I can't really answer them on my blog because there's so many multiples that I really just don't feel like typing out that much all the time. So I'm going to throw them in this video. I wrote them all down, the majority of them. If people I know, I just message them back. So I've got some written down, and then I'm going to do another video another week when I get more, so whatever. First question, how did you come out to your family, and what was the result? Came out to my mom first. I came out to her in a letter, because writing is my really huge strong point, and I figured I'd get everything out without having her butt in with questions and stuff. So I gave her the letter, probably 2 years ago, and she read over it. Just like any other parent, she was scared, she was nervous, she thought she was losing her kid, so we didn't really talk about it for at least a week or two, and then finally we sat down and we talked about it, and once I cleared it with her, I went and I told my brothers and my dad. My dad, just like any other parent, was scared, nervous, so he didn't really, kind of like it at first, I guess. So, and plus it was a really bad point in my family when I kind of came out, so it was crazy with all that. And then my oldest brother, he kind of found out on his own because I changed my name on Facebook, and he kind of thought that was a little skeptical, and he asked me. So I came out to him. My middle brother, he's interesting. He didn't accept it at all at first. I guess he felt like he was losing his little sibling, and it took a lot for him. But other than that, other than letting your family kind of relax and take it all in, it was fine. I mean, you have to give your family time. I wasn't going to expect it in 2 weeks, so it was nice. Second question, what is the biggest change that you wanted from getting on testosterone? My biggest change is I wanted everything to calm down. I wanted my mood to calm down, I wanted my temper to calm down, and a lot of guys I've talked to said that once they got on T, it was like a stabilizer, and they just got mellow and they were fine. And that's what I've seen on T with me. I used to be able to change my mood in 2 seconds and it'd be horrible, and now it's fine. I'm always just kind of mellow. So that's really great. Third question, when did you realize you were trans? I didn't realize the word until later, but I guess I first noticed it, probably about 4th grade, because that's when I started to realize that girls existed, and I was like, wow, I really like girls, I'm really infatuated with girls. But I knew I wasn't a girl who liked girls. I always wanted to be just like my brother. I was a clone of him. I did everything he did, wanted to wear all the clothes he wanted to wear. I constantly just thought I was just like him. And I guess that's when I started to realize. I realized what trans was right around I turned 12 or 13. And from then I started researching, because you can't just jump into it and say that you are something if you haven't researched it and realized this is exactly what you are. And I really found out then, and I think my mom started realizing then, because that's when I really revolted. I would not wear anything remotely female whatsoever. I would only wear skinny jeans and band t-shirts, just like all my other guy friends. And before that, I would always hate anything girly, and my mom realized that too. So, I mean, the revolt really started when I was 12 or 13. So yeah, 12 or 13. I came out 2 years ago, so officially 2 years. Are you out in school? No, I'm not. which is kind of hard to believe, but no, I'm not. I go to a really small school, and they really aren't accepting whatsoever. So if you're gay, that's a big deal. If you're trans, which they know nothing about, I couldn't even imagine what they would do. They're crazy. They're just a whole bunch of hicks that run around in circles shooting deer. So really, they know nothing about transgender whatsoever. So I've decided to wait until my name is changed, which will probably be, I'm hoping soon, but I haven't gotten in contact with my attorney, so I really don't know. So probably before Christmas, that's when they'll find out, and we'll see how that goes. Where do you see yourself in your transition and in your life in 5 years? In my transition, I see myself having top surgery within 5 years. Hopefully by the end of this year I'll be having top surgery. I'm hoping. I've got money saved, so that should happen. I want to get hysterectomy, so that will probably happen within 5 years. In my life in general, hopefully be done with college, or almost done. I want to be a journalist or an editor, and I want to be a social worker, so I could work with kids just like me. So hopefully that will be done within 5 years. How long have I been out? I just said that, but 2 years, 2.5 years. Do you get mad when others just don't understand anything about the trans community? No. No. Trans isn't something that a lot of people know about. So, if you don't try and educate the person, you can't get mad. What I do, I try to educate them. I don't get mad if they don't really care what I'm saying, because it doesn't matter. What they think doesn't matter. It's what I feel, and as long as my family's fine, I'm fine. So you can't get mad at somebody for not liking it or caring about it, because it doesn't matter. It's just the way I see it. Who would you say are your biggest supporters? My biggest supporters? Definitely my mom. Huge support. She's helped me throughout this. My cousin Sean and Stephanie, like I've said in past videos, they are willing to help me in any way I need it, which is awesome. I guess just my family in general. I have a few close friends that know, but not kids who go to my school. So, just my handful of people, really. What is your biggest dream? I really want to become an activist for trans rights, and I kind of have to overcome my fear of public speaking first. So I guess that's my biggest dream. Were you ever bullied for being yourself? Yes. I moved here when I was at the end of 8th grade, and just like any other school, I was a new kid. Everybody wanted to pick on me. And they did what kids do. Call you gay, dyke, lesbian, which I wasn't, so I didn't really get that mad. Like, that's what I find funny. When somebody calls me a dyke, I just kind of laugh it off. Because if they only knew me, they would know I'm not. Through 9th grade, same thing, but I started getting smarter. I just walked away and just said screw it. And, it got bad at the end of the year, and I decided that I didn't want to deal with this. So I got myself held back, basically. It's kind of pathetic, but it got me away from the situation that I didn't want to be in. And now I'm in a grade where kids are more open. They really don't care that much. I don't get picked on. Nobody really has the balls to say anything to me anymore because I'm kind of a big kid, so they don't want to screw with me. So, yeah. Let's see. This one's a long one. Do you have anything to say to anyone who is struggling with their identity? All I can say is research. That's the main key. Start talking to people who you think are struggling too. Start talking to people who you think your identity is with. Like if you think you're trans, start talking to trans people. You're genderqueer, start talking to genderqueer people. You're fluid, talk to fluid people. I mean, that's the only thing I can say is just research it. Know before you say anything. Because there's a lot of kids now that I know, they think trans is like a trend, and that's so annoying. But I've seen a lot of kids on Tumblr that are like, oh, I'm trans, and then 10 minutes later, no, I'm not. okay, that made sense. So just make sure you know before you let anybody else know. It's your choice, your gender, and it's all what's in your head. So you need to decide before you pull anybody else in saying that you are something when you may not be. Second part of that question. What advice do you have for trans people who are being rejected by their families? My biggest thing I tell to everybody, give them time. If you mean as much as you thought you meant to them, and if you think that they loved you as much as you did, then give them time. You can't expect something to get better in a week or two, sometimes not even a month or two. You need to give them space, you need to give them time. You can't attack them. You don't have the right to. They're used to you being who you are, and as long as you know that you are who you are and who you've always been, that's fine. But they don't. They get scared and they get nervous. So you need to just give them time, let them think over it, don't attack. And if they love you and care about you as much as you thought they did, then they will come around. And if they don't, then like I've always said, it doesn't matter. It's your life, it's your future. So you worry about yourself if somebody doesn't care about you. And you worry how that goes. Don't just sit there and try and change yourself into something that you're not just to be okay for your family. You'll never be happy, and you'll never have a fulfilling life at all. So just give it time. If they love you, they'll come around. Simple as that. For right now, that's all the questions I have. I don't feel like doing any more. I'm tired. I had a long day. I had my appointment today, my 3-month checkup. I was late for it, so my doctor was a little mad, and he rescheduled me, and I had to wait longer in the city, so that sucked. And I got in. My appointment was supposed to be 1:20. Yeah. And he rescheduled me for 3:40. So I waited, and I went in, and basically just took my pulse, took blood work. Talked to me about what I've been feeling. Nothing big. He doesn't want to change my dosage yet because, which I didn't understand why at first, but I'm 17 and I'm still in school. If he hires my dosage, I will look like a 25-year-old, he said. And not many 17-year-olds have full-blown beards and sound like a crazy man with a deep voice, which is true, because every 17-year-old I know has a baby face still, and still squeaks every once in a while. So I understand with that. But yeah, that's really all the appointment was about. He wants me back in 3 months to go over my blood work. That's it. Nothing that much this month, guys. I hope that these questions helped anybody. If you ever have any more questions, my blog is nathethegreatnewjersey@tumblr.com, and my Facebook is Nathan Andrew Zaleski. I'm open for any questions anybody ever has. If you just want to talk, that's fine too. Alright, bye guys.